I don't know if anyone has ever said this, but Blumhouse Productions really is the M. Night Shyamalan of movies. Now hear me out on this. Blumhouse puts out movies that are either a hit or miss. But when they hit, they hit. And when they miss, they really, really miss. In the case of Night Swim, I wouldn't be surprised that within the next 3 months, we're going to be finding this movie in the Walmart $5 DVD bin. And that's if physical media is still a thing. We are in dark times, man. So Night Swim is the latest Blumhouse blunder, unfortunately. The film is directed by Bryce McGuire, and it stars Wyatt Russell, Kerry Condon, Amelie Hoverill, and Gavin Warren. Forced into early retirement, a former baseball player, Ray Waller, moves into a new house with his wife and 2 children. They soon realize that their backyard swimming pool is possessed, and that is practically the movie in a nutshell. Honest to God, I truly have nothing good to say about this movie, except for one thing, and that is the solid cinematography for the underwater scenes. I thought for the most part that the cinematography for those underwater sequences actually looked decent. However, I saw Avatar: The Way of Water when it was first released, and now anytime I see any movie that has any underwater sequences, it is immediately getting compared to Avatar: The Way of Water. And so far, no movie post Way of Water has managed to have underwater sequences that look just as good, if not better, than Avatar: The Way of Water. But yeah, dude, that's all I've got for the good. Let's get into the bad, because holy shit. I would not be surprised if this film was written by AI, because there were so many plot holes involving the demon pool that it really had you sitting there thinking, did they even try? I could easily talk about the flaws with the demon pool and how it really works and how this weird gray area needed to be acknowledged, but I'm going to spare y'all because that rant is going to take about at least 7 minutes, and I ain't got time for that. The jump scares in this film are just absolutely pathetic. Like, you could see those jump scares coming from a mile away. Matter of fact, the jump scares in this film, it really reminded me of the jump scares in Five Nights at Freddy's. Only difference is Five Nights at Freddy's is a better movie. There might have been one good jump scare, but I am using that term good loosely. Not only are these jump scares just pathetic to me, they are just flat out predictable. Like, if you count down to 5, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... boom, you called it. I can see maybe 11 to 13-year-olds liking the movie, but as me being a 24-year-old man, nah. The acting in the movie is fine given for what this movie is. However, I couldn't help but to feel like a few of the performances were kind of phoned in. Like, they kind of came in for a quick check. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. I'm going to say this right now. No matter what anybody is doing, at the end of the day, a bag is a bag. And I can't get mad at that. However, when you are placed in a shitty movie, I understand that you really don't care. You're just here for the bag. And again, I respect that. I'm not mad at that. But at least act like you want to be there. Even if the movie is shit, at least the actors will do their best to make the movie more enjoyable. And that is kind of how I felt with the child actors. The child actors, they look like they were having fun on set, and I can't get mad at that. But for some of the adult performers, it kind of felt phoned in. And something just hit me. This movie has some serious moments that come across as just laughable. Like, I couldn't help but to find myself giggling along with the audience at some of those serious scenes. And one of those serious scenes that came across as laughable was the ending, because that ending was absolutely atrocious. Like, I have to talk about this because that ending was just hilarious. So, spoiler alert incoming, you have been warned. So, in the very end of the film, it is confirmed that the father is possessed. And the audience pretty much knew this from a mile away. Like, ever since the beginning of the film. Like, it was pretty point blank obvious this guy was not right. And we see this possession come into full effect. So, in that same scene, the father is about to kill the mother. The daughter sneaks up behind the father and hits him twice, one in the knee and one in the torso with a baseball bat, a metal one at that. So down goes the father, and in that moment where the father is unconscious, he starts reliving all of his prime days, like all of his memories of his prime days when he was in the MLB or professional baseball. The father wakes up, he regurgitates the demon blood goo, black goo if you want to call it. He regurgitates it, and he's no longer possessed. But here's where things get really loony. So after the demon spirit left the father's body, his son becomes possessed. And the father decided to walk into the pool to sacrifice himself to save his son. And you see his father walk into the pool into this black abyss, and then boom, he's gone. I couldn't help but to think, why didn't they just destroy the pool? Like drain the water, or I don't know, just literally bury it. If the mother, the daughter, and the son was suspicious of the pool, and they've been seeing a lot of paranormal activity, if you will, why didn't they just either leave and move out, or just keep the father, since he was possessed, away from the pool? Because it seems that the demon pool needs to have his host within the vicinity in order to take full effect. Now, maybe I'm just overthinking this and I'm too big brain, or I'm just not smart enough to understand this absolute masterpiece of a concept. In the end, Night Swim, it is messy, it is clumsy, and it's just overall forgettable. I don't see myself seeing this anytime soon. And if I were to ever see this movie again, it will be walking past the Walmart $5 DVD bin. So plugging Night Swim. Into the rank system, I am placing this one into the negative zone. But yeah, that is pretty much my review for Night Swim. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about Night Swim. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you see this film earlier in the day so you could avoid the annoying teenagers? Whatever you thought or did, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve, almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage, where your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press is what the message advised. What's a threat? Behind the vest is where the testament lies.